Let's build an aesthetic pink and white gaming PC using this case from Geometric Future. So this is the Geometric Future Model 5 and I've never built in it before. It comes in a bunch of different color variations. I know you can order the all white version in the US, and then they also have black and green, black and orange, and a couple other combinations just on Amazon. This one is the pink and white one, and it has a little shelf for some like figurines and stuff, which I think is really cute. And yeah, let's like check it out. I'm noticing right off the bat, there's like a warning on the top, but it just says warning in English, and then the rest is in like Chinese, which I can't read, contrary to popular belief. So I don't really know what the warning is for. I was super curious about this, so I actually reached out to the company, and apparently these used to come with like fragrance modules, and it's telling you not to flip it over because the liquid will spill, but they don't come with that anymore. The box comes with this little packet, which comes with screws, an instruction manual, some Velcro cable ties, which are black. I feel like it should be white for the all white case. And then the other thing that I'm noticing right off the bat too is it has a power supply pass-through cable, which is black. So I'm hoping the AIO will cover it because otherwise it'll be super ugly. Let's get into the build. All right, we're gonna start by popping off all the panels. Why is it not popping off? Oh, okay. Top panel is off. The back panel just comes out. This glass apparently also just like pops out, but I'm low-key like scared. Ooh. Okay, it does just pop out. Okay, let me just get this glass off first. It says it just pops out. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay. That just pops out. That's what the glass panel looks like. All right, so the power supply goes in here. There's one screw to unscrew right here to get this like bracket out. And then, looks like it comes with one, two. Oh, the fan placement is kind of weird. There's three here, one on the side here, and then one in the back here. It can fit a radiator up here. All of these like front panel connectors are just like zip tied together, so you do need scissors to cut that. And then apparently I was reading the instruction manual, and this GPU like PCIe bracket thing, you can actually unscrew and then rotate if you want to mount your GPU vertically, but you still need to buy your own riser cable. All right, I'm gonna toss this. I just have this white motherboard and AIO from another build that I'm just not gonna disassemble, so I'm gonna toss this in. Oh, I'm so strong. This is what it looks like. All right, so this bracket just came off the top here. I just unscrewed it, and I need to install it onto the power supply here. The fan has to face towards me. So far, I feel like this build is pretty straightforward. I like that even after you install the AIO, there's still room to install the motherboard cables. The only thing that I think is not very beginner friendly is this like power supply installation, since it's in the front of the case instead of in the back. All right, so now we have to stick this back into the case here. I don't even know like how to best show you guys, but I'm gonna like literally, oh wait, before I shove it in. My toes almost got obliterated. Oh yeah, also I don't like that they zip tied like all of these cables, so you have to cut the zip ties, which I think is like kind of annoying. Yeah, but they should have just twist tied it, because what if I don't have scissors? Ew, why wouldn't you have scissors? Okay, so I actually learned this the hard way, but before you install the power supply, you should actually route all of the cables through that little hole on the bottom right of the power supply, because that's literally the only channels the cables can fit in, and if you don't do it before you install the PSU, it's way harder. Okay, I have to like hella jam this in. Okay. All right, so I routed it through this hole in the top. I'm like pretty sure that's where you're supposed to do it. All right, so here are all of the fan cables and RGBs. There's no fan hub or anything for the 5 RGB fans that it comes with, so everything is just zip tied right here. I was trying to pass through the GPU power cables through the bottom of the case, but it is freaking blocked by this GPU anti-sag bracket, and there's like no space at the bottom of the motherboard to pass anything through because those fans are in the way and you can't easily take them out. They're pre-installed. So here I am struggling using my LTT Chubby, although it would be way easier if I just popped off the glass panel. I don't know why I didn't do that. You can just pop it off. Also, that GPU anti-sag bracket doesn't just slide all the way up and down. There's like little screw holes, so you can only slide it within those intervals. Oh yeah, so that GPU anti-sag stand, you can actually adjust it within this much, and then you have to move it up to the next peg. So yeah, it has to be on one of these like screw holes. So you can't just like slide it up or down, which is kind of annoying because now I don't know how I'm gonna get this freaking cable out. Yeah, if you're watching this for your build, definitely make sure you pass through all the cables before installing the motherboard. It's like, okay. Also, these front panel like button connectors are separated. Separated. They're separated. All right, we're actually gonna use this Power Color 7800 XT, and they surprisingly did not release this again for the 90 series. I'm not sure why, because it's so iconic and I love it so much. The box is just like kind of plain, but it looks so cute. I mean, the design of it is pretty simple to where I feel like you could easily just like vinyl cut some like flowers and stick it on to a white card. That we're gonna have to unscrew 2 of these brackets right here on the side. Oh, I think I'm supposed to go through here. Oh my gosh, I need like an extendo bit, hold on. All right, so I need this extendo bit just to reach these screws, which is honestly a little annoying, but that's okay. All right, so apparently you can actually unscrew this entire part and like flip it. You can see the little bracket holes right here. So you can flip it if you do want to vertically mount your card, which if I had a riser cable, and then take this out. Go ahead and do that. Now you are supposed to use 2 separate cables, like you're not supposed to do this. So don't follow what I'm doing. But I'm using some leftover parts just so I can show you guys like this case basically and what the build process looks like. Oh yeah, and then obviously don't forget to screw the GPU back in using this insanely long bit. If I drop this screw, I'm gonna be so mad. All right, and then do the second one too. All right, so this build is pretty much done. Let's go ahead and pop on all of the panels. Still don't know what this warning was for, but I'm just gonna go ahead and peel this sticker off. The back panel, I did not cable manage this like literally at all, but I think I should be able to just close this. I didn't slide it in all the way. Okay. Yeah, I was able to close this and it's not really like bulging out even though my cable management was literally terrible. Here is what it looks like. Let me get some figurines to put right here. Little figure, or honestly, let me put this like curvy right here. That is so cute. Like I'm supposed to peel this off, I'm pretty sure. But they're like peeling really badly. Ew. Coming off nicely now that the front plastic is off, but I thought that's what would happen once I took the back one off, but I guess not. Cause yeah, on the back, they're still like hella stuck on here. Oh Why are literally none of the RGBs working? All right, so I got the fans to work, and the problem was I thought that giant mass of bundled up fans were all connected already, and all I had to do was connect one RGB cable and one fan cable, but that actually wasn't the case. For some reason, these fans, like the side fan and the 3 bottom ones, just weren't connected to that bundle at all. So when I plugged it in, it literally only got these back fans. So I had to go in and untangle it and figure out which ones weren't connected and connect those. But here is the finished build. Overall, I do like how this case looks. It retails for $160, although in the US currently they don't have the pink and white version available. I do like that it has a relatively small footprint, but you can fit a ton of stuff in here. It supports up to an eATX motherboard. Definitely like that it has that GPU sag bracket built in, and that you can just rotate the brackets so you can vertically mount your GPU. You can actually fit up to 10 120mm fans in this build. You can actually fit 2 fans in the back where all the cables are, which I personally didn't do. Also, for $160, it comes with 5 RGB 140mm fans pre-installed. And I installed a 360mm AIO, but you can actually fit up to a 420mm AIO up in that top panel. Okay, those were all the things that I liked. Oh, and I do like that it has that little figurine shelf. Even though it's like kind of random, I do think it's cute. Okay, one thing that I didn't like about this case is that there's no bracket that the bottom fans come installed on, so there's no easy way to just like take them out really quick. So you definitely do have to pull your PSU cables through before installing your motherboard, otherwise it's like super annoying. Another thing I absolutely hated was just the power supply process and installation, because you have to route all of your cables through that like teeny tiny hole, and there's low-key like hella cables, so it's just kind of annoying. Like I feel like the cable management could be better, and like for a beginner, I definitely think this process would be really frustrating. Also, this case does not support back connect motherboards, like there's no cutouts, so just keep that in mind. One good thing is there's a ton of airflow, like all the mesh panels have a ton of holes in them, but the downside to that is that because there's so many holes, the structural integrity of the back panel is like not that good. Like it definitely can bend super easily. So in conclusion, would I recommend this case to someone? Maybe not if they were a beginner, but I would definitely consider building in this again, especially if they launch the pink and white version widely in the US. Like in comparison to all of the really good all white cases, I don't know if I could recommend this. But if they did launch the pink and white one, I feel like it would be different enough to justify like the annoying things you have to deal with. Also, it just looks so cute, you guys. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments if after seeing everything, you would choose this case for your PC build.